Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most kind, the most merciful. Welcome back. Jazakallahu khairan for your attention. So what we're doing today is going through pages 10 and 11. Here we've got an advanced identity map. You'll remember from a few lessons ago we had a look at a basic identity map. So it was the letters and the different forms when they're written in the beginning of the word, the middle of the word, and the end of the word. This is very, very similar. It's just a little bit more complicated. There's a lot more examples. For some of them, you've got up to 4 examples in one box. Okay, so I thought it would be useful to do both of the pages together. That way you can compare and contrast how the letters look. Inshallah, it comes up decent in the video because it is I'm using the highest resolution that my camera can do, so inshallah it'll be okay. But we'll start with the bar. This is the bar when it's on alone, or when it's, I like to say, it's capital. So these are the capital letters here. And then when it's written in the beginning of the word, these are the 4 different ways that it can be written. And it includes the basic way that we've already looked at in the previous few lessons ago. And that's that bar there. But there's also 1, 2, 3. 3 other ways that it can be written when it's joined up. Okay? When it's in the middle of the word, 1, 2, 3 different ways. This is the basic way that we've already seen, and there's these 2 advanced ways as well. And when it's at the end of the word, it's just the one way that we've already seen before in the basic identity map. The one constant here is that the bar always keeps its dot. Okay. Moving on to ta, there's 2 ways that it can be written: capital, and then you've got the beginning of the word, middle of the word, and end of the word. Notice the ta can be written in 2 additional ways when it comes at the end of the word, so bear that in mind. Okay, and the tha is very similar. Again, the tha has the 3 dots on top. They're a constant, they don't change. The 3 dots are always there. And same with the ta always has those 2 dots at the top. Okay, moving on to the jim, the ha, and the kha. As you can see, they're very, very similar. Capital letters very similar. The difference being the jim has that dot underneath, the kha has the dot on the top, and the ha doesn't have a dot. Okay, this is the way that we've already seen it written when it's at the start of the word, but there's also this additional way as well that can be written sometimes. And then we've already seen this one, 1, 2, and 3, these forms. But you've also got these advanced forms, which is when it's written sometimes in the middle of the word, it can be like that. Notice the arms on all these middle ones. We've got 2 arms reaching forward and back because the letter is joined to the letter before and after, so it needs those 2 arms connecting to the letters before and after it. And when they come at the end, we've already had a look at these examples here, and there's just these here as well. Just a slight difference because you lose the tail on these examples. Alright, ra and za, very, very similar again. It's just the dot, that's the difference. The za has the dot, the ra doesn't. And again, because it's an end letter, some of these are starred because you don't really need them. These are the only forms that you will see the ra and the za taking, so you don't have to worry about that too much. And then if we move on to the next page, this is page number 11 now. You have the ayn. It can also be written like this when it's a capital. At the beginning of a word, it'll be like this. Middle of the word, we've already seen this example, but it can also be written this way as well. And then when it's at the end of the word, it can there's three different ways of it appearing. Okay, so bear that in mind. So here you've got the tail, you've got the arm reaching out the letter before. On this one you lose the tail, the blob stays, the little blob there at the top, and on this one you've got this C shape, that example there, but you've lost the tail. Okay. Again, just a quick point, a side note really. These two pages are really good as for references. So when you're going through the Qa'idah and you get to a letter or shape or a symbol that you're not quite sure what's going on, you can go back, have a look at the identity maps, and that's one of the really good things about the Safar Qa'idah, that it has these extra supplementary pages that really help you out when you're stuck and you're trying to work out the different letters. Okay, that's a side note over. So we're on to the ghain here. Very similar again to the ayn, the difference being that little dot on the top. Okay. Next we're on kaf. So you've got the different forms here. That's one arm reaching out to the letter in front of it. We've already seen that example in the basic, in the previous identity map. You've also got this one. And then when it comes in the middle of the word, it can also come like this as well. Really kind of like curly there. And then when it comes at the end of the word, there's two examples there. There is if you look carefully, there is a kind of like a theme, a running theme. The shape there and there and there, I'm sure you'll agree, are very similar. The difference here being that little arm reaching out to the letter before. Here the letter reaching out, the arm reaching out to the letter before. And then moving on to lam. There's just this. I suppose you could, if you're not paying attention, you could mistake this for a raw. But if you look carefully at the raw here, or here, or here, it doesn't quite have that same shape. And bear in mind that all the letters in this Qa'idah and all the words are taken from the 13-line Quran that's it's quite popular in the Indian subcontinent. I'm not exactly which publisher it is, but so these are the actual examples that you'll see there. And if you look carefully, there is a significant difference between these raws and that lam. Yeah. And then here you've got the lam in the middle. That's same as the previous identity map we looked at, and that's the same as well. Here meme can be a little bit tricky because again it's got so many different examples, or sorry, so many different ways that it's written. You've got the meme here, here, and here at the beginning of the word. Here, here. These are the three forms that it takes in the middle of the word, and you've also got three for the end of the word as well. So meme is one that you'll find yourself coming back to the identity map and making sure that you're reading the correct word, or sorry, the correct letter in the word. Here noon is a consonant, very similar to ba, ta, and tha. It's just got that dot. So just look out for that dot on the top. That's a noon. Okay. Ha. It's quite straightforward there. In the middle, it can be a little bit tricky, especially this middle one here. So it kind of drops down and goes up. A lot of people get this confused with the ha. This one here. Notice that there's no line going straight down on these ha's, but on the ha there is. It drops down and goes back up and connects to the letter before and after as well. Okay, and then you've got these two forms here that it takes at the end of the word. Very similar to the ta. Ta also has that, but ta has the two dots. Ha doesn't have the dots. Alright. And then moving on, we've got hamza. Sometimes a waw will have a hamza on top. Doesn't mean it's a waw. It's definitely a hamza. The hamza, I like to say, is small but powerful. Small but strong, so it overpowers any letter that it basically goes on top of. So that's the hamza. Again, you've got these shapes here, similar to the ba, the ta, and the tha, and also the noon. Okay, but you've got that hamza shape. Can be above or below as well. Again here, a simple line with the hamza shape, a little curve, a little wave with a hamza. That's also a hamza. Could be at the top, could be at the bottom. And sometimes a ya shape will have a hamza. Again, hamza small but powerful. It overpowers the ya. It's always read hamza. And again there at the end, it's on the waw. That is a hamza. And then moving on to ya, you've got these three different forms. Sometimes the dot is left off. Oftentimes the dot is left off, but you can tell from the shape that it's a ya. And then similar to the ba, ta, the tha, and the noon, you've got these four different forms that you can take when it's at the beginning of the word. Same with the middle of the word and at the end of the word. The constant here being the two dots will always be there at the bottom when it's at the starting of the word and in the middle of the word. Sometimes at the end you won't see the dots, but at the start and in the beginning and the middle you will see those dots. Okay.